everyone, welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you're returning. I'm going to do some Christmas nails, well holiday nails. 3D gnome, using this stuff. I haven't done 3D gnome since I think maybe year 1 of my nail journey, when I was fearless. Yeah, watch this happen. This gorgeous bead falls in there. But I'm not going to waste it. I decide instead to pick it up and put it on my nail and make a gigantic mess and hold my breath for, starting about now. Just kidding. I was holding my breath though. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've used, well, maybe not a long time, but I don't know. It caught me off guard how to work with super pigmented color like red, and I'm making quite a big mess right out the gate. My monomer is dirty, which is a pet peeve of mine. My towel is dirty, pet peeve. But that was a bead big enough, as you can see, for a whole nail. I wasn't going to waste it. How are you guys? I hope everyone's doing well. In this video, I am going to talk about something I mentioned in my last video. If you know, you know. And I'm also going to show you guys a picture of Kendra. Any of my OGs that have been around for a while, I did insert. She doesn't post any pictures of herself hardly ever, but she posted a picture of what she dressed up for on Halloween. And Kendra's a little baddie. I don't know if I ever told you guys that. Anyway, I miss her. I wish I could do her nails. But yeah, I put a picture of her. She dressed up as Spider-Man, and she just looks fierce, so I had to post it, or put it in here. And then I also have a clip of just a tiny mini tutorial for you guys on how to make sure you are a public subscriber on on YouTube, so I can see you in my list of subscribers. There's a little blurb in the middle of the application here. I have that in this video, those two things. So I don't want to get to talking or in the middle of something and that pop up and me not have prepared you guys that's coming up, and it would just be like awkward in the middle and all of that. So anyway, oh yeah, I think the Kendra's coming up here. I can't see because the screen doesn't move with the action does, but the bar on the bottom where I can see what's going on doesn't. So okay, so I changed it. I don't know if I cut my voice off right there, but it's going to show her right now, and then we're going to jump into the little tutorial. So look how cute she is. She's such a baddie. I miss her so much. Thank you to all of you guys who got her started on her nail journey. She's still doing nails, by the way. She's a baddie. Okay, so coming up right here, this is what I see when I go to my YouTube to look at my list of subscribers. There's a little blurb right here. You can take it back if you want. Shows you what and why and how I see things. So it says right here, it only includes users that are public. So you're going to open your YouTube. Once it's open, go down to the bottom where it says you and click on your little face or emblem, whatever you have there that says you. Bottom right, click on that. Click on the same picture, top left. So see where it says Get Nails by Jen and you see my face, that little round circle, click on that. When that opens up, you're going to go to the pencil next to Analytics. It says Edit Channel. Right here where it says Privacy, it should be toggled to private unless you changed it when you first set your YouTube up. So you want to turn that off, because it being on means all your subscriptions are private. So when you toggle it off, that means you're public. And all that means is that your posts are shown to others. Like people can see who you're subscribed to, and I can see that you're subscribed to me. And also, like if you leave a comment somewhere, someone will say, it'll say, Kiara commented, bloop, bloop, bloop. Or it has something to do with notifications also, but in the beginning where I showed you my list of subscribers, that is where I cannot see you if you are listed as private, okay? And of course I'll get to the reasoning behind why I am showing and explaining that when we get somewhere around past the 10-minute mark. Again, if you know, you know. So we'll talk about that then. So yeah. I wanted to ask you guys, I'm starting to see notifications for... Wait, today's the 6th? It's like 6 in the morning, Saturday, and I'm getting this video ready for Sunday for you guys. I think, is today Kiara's channel takeover. Oh my god, I can't wait. I know I've turned my notifications on for those that have popped up that I've noticed, like, have already set their video as a premiere. Like, I remember seeing Jeannie's. I can't wait. I cannot wait for that. I'm going to laugh my tail off. If you guys don't know, I'm going to link Kiara's channel in my description box for you guys. If you don't know, if you're not over there watching Kiara, please go do that. Also, I posted in my community tab just this morning, so it was either Friday or Saturday. You guys go subscribe to Tips by Jen's channel, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to my community tab, or my posts. I think it's called my community tab. And she's... Okay, so Tips by Jen, she's been on YouTube same amount of time as all of us. She's an OG. She's a not polished babe, same as any of us, you know, buying all the cool nail products and doing nails in her room, in her bedroom. Then she started taking clients, and she realized it was something that she wanted to do, like really do. So she started thinking, okay, I'm going to go to nail school. Maybe I'll get like one of those buildings. Oh gosh, I'm not saying it right, but like an outbuilding, like a she shed, and make it into a nail room. Like, what should I do? Like, she was talking on her channel about how she could further this. Anyway, she decided to go to school, full cosmetology, so she's been off the grid for a while, off her channel, as far as making content, because she was concentrating on school and being a full-time mom, too. And I think she works? I'm not sure. But she has graduated school now, she's licensed, she's working in a salon, and she has started doing lives and posting videos again. So if she's not someone that you've been watching, or, you know, just because she's been out of the mix for a while, because, like I said, she didn't post for a while she was in school. She's starting to do content, and I would love it if you guys would go subscribe to her. So I did put that in my community tab, but go check her out as well. So yeah, Kiara, I can't wait to see who you drew or who you're going to do. But you said your husband thought it was sexy. Okay, so I had already put a gel, I'm doing an icicle nail. I had already put a gel under here, but it was too thin, and it wasn't holding the plastic there. So I had cured it to get it to hold the plastic there, and then it started making a mess. So that's why it looks like I'm starting in the middle here. But I went and grabbed this Not Polished Sculpt It because it's nice and stiff. So if you don't know how to do this, you just put some clear gel on the bottom of your nail. Put a plastic baggie or some kind of plastic under there and like scrunch it up until it just gets wrinkled, and then cure it while the plastic is on there and while it's wrinkled, and it will give you this icicle nail. When you're done curing it, you just pull the plastic off and then trim the edges. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I did. And I promptly made it pink with my ombre. My second ombre, I just yanked it down thinking, yeah, I'll wipe it off. Yeah, I know it's going to cover it. I know that, but I'll just wipe it off, forgetting just how pigmented red is. It ended up fine in the end, but you'll probably go when you see me do it, which is what I did. I was like, oh, and I got alcohol and sprayed it off and wiped it off, and yeah, that wasn't fun. This ombre ended up okay because I was going slow. I was aware. I was like, okay, don't ombre it, actually. Just bring it down. And I made sure that my bead was polymerized by the time I got here. But that wasn't good enough for me. Nope, I have to add more acrylic. So right here, I could have left it, honestly, because I was going to put a spray of glitter here, so I should have just stopped right here. But I just figured, okay, I'm going to make a nice blend, and then I'll wipe it off the bottom, which is what I would normally do with an ombre. But yeah, at this point I was panicking just a little bit. When something like this happens, if I can't correct it, or if I'm not satisfied with how it looks, like by this point I was like, oh well, it's just going to be pink, and it's going to look that way, or it will clear up after I file, because I planned on filing some of this before I encapsulated it. I'll just remove the nail, because it's a pop-off, you know. So anyway, this acrylic here that I'm using right now is a glitter from Kairose Nail Supply. It was from their last year Christmas collection, and right around after Christmas, she put up a sale for like 50% off. Maybe it was even 60, I'm not sure. and I grabbed a bunch of her holiday glitters, and I've never used this one yet, but I've been waiting for this year holiday to use some of her glitters. You guys have seen them on my channel before when I did some fall sets with some of the fall glitters I got. But after these nails were dried and before I encapsulated them, I was looking, and there was just too many of the, I love this glitter, don't get me wrong, but for this set, it looked like there were too many of the big white pieces, so you will see me take some of those off, and then you'll see me get the red OMG glitter from NOTPOLISH called Blazin'. That's just like this glitter, but there's no white. It's just solid red. And kind of go over the top of these other glitters that I have on here to just deepen it up. I wanted the star to be the gnome. And like right here, these whites look cute, but only if there's like 4 of them, not with a whole bunch. So that's why I did that. You'll see me, again, like I said, take some off and all that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the giveaway a little bit. But just real quick, because we're going to get into the gnome here after I do this ombre. Actually, I'm not going to talk about it at all. I'm just going to give you guys question number 1. I'm not giving the answers. The question is, what state do I live in? That's it. That's all I want to know for question number 1. Mark your answer somewhere. Mark the question and answer somewhere. And yeah, and probably the next video, maybe I'll be a little bit more prepared and give you guys like a giveaway date. And definitely question number 2. But for right now, that's all I'm going to say, and that's the only thing that is going to be in this video regarding the giveaway, except for how to make your channel public, like I showed you earlier. Question number 1, what state do I live in? It's that easy. If you guys have been watching and following, you'll know what I mean. You'll know the answer, and you won't have any questions. You won't be like, what giveaway? Like all of that. But if you want to know what giveaway, you can watch my last video, okay? All right, you guys. That's what it's supposed to be about. Like, okay, getting you guys to watch, thanking all my loyals. Look at this, what I can do with this little tiny brush. Not what I can do, but what is possible. What I tell you guys all the time is your brush is holding way more monomer than you think, or you need way less monomer to actually work with acrylic than you think. Like the littlest bit of monomer will do it. But did you see the size of that bead? So you do not need to be working with a 16 or a 20 or, oh my gosh, I only use a 10. I've got to work myself up to a 12, a 14, a 16. No, you don't. You just don't. You can work with whatever size brush you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with a 16, by all means. And it is true that you can pick up larger beads and kind of work faster with a larger brush. If you are skilled with acrylic application. I am comfortable with the way I lay acrylic and still do not prefer a large brush. It's just my preference. I don't care for it. I feel like there's just too much monomer. Like I'm wasting monomer. I'm still picking up the same size beads that I would pick up with my other brush sizes. And when I pick up in a bead that is big enough for like a size 16, I feel like the brush has picked up way more monomer than I need, and so then I end up draining it on my napkin and wasting monomer. That's the experience I have with larger brushes, so that's why you guys never see me like graduate to a larger brush. I'm just not comfortable with it. But if you are, by all means. Anyway, so I did end up filing some of this off and it ended up getting much clearer, and then I encapsulate. I don't recall if I show you guys the encapsulation. I kind of think I do because it's only like 1 or 2 beads. But yeah, alright, so you guys ready for Christmas? What are you getting your kids, your grandkids? Going to family? I heard back from my surgeon that I will not be having surgery before the end of the year because he's all booked out. My next appointment's Thursday to go over and discuss all of that and plan my surgery, etc. Oh, this is where I'm gonna go in with that acrylic I told you about. And so I'm gonna be able to go home, meaning Arizona, I'm not going near an airport. during the holidays. Just absolutely not. Pardon me. But I will be going as soon as the holidays are over, like right after the New Year. Well, it depends on what they tell me on Thursday. Now, if I go to my doctor on Thursday and he says we can do the surgery January 6th, then no, I won't be going then. I will wait till after my surgery to go. But if my surgery's February 10th or whatever, then yeah, I'm going home. Luckily, I have a lot of videos in the queue, so maybe I'll just be able to do a voiceover and slap one of those up. I did check, and I have, I think, including this one, 4 or 5 winter/holiday sets for you guys. No, it was 6. After this, it'll be 5. So I should have the month of December covered as far as holiday theme goes. And I'm sorry about my voice. In the morning, my throat's always like congested. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to cap these nails. I forgot what I was saying just now. What was I saying? Oh, telling you guys I get to go home and see those babies, because I had asked you guys, what were you getting your grandkids? What were you doing for Christmas? Because I have to send them gifts instead of being there for them to open them. But, so yeah, I can't be with them for Christmas. This will be the first Christmas that I'm not with them. And that little baby, Linny, my oldest granddaughter, she just turned 6, she told me, when you come for Christmas, like, oh my God, I didn't know how to say, I didn't know how to tell her, oh honey, I'm not coming for Christmas, or ask her where she got that idea, because she's just saying it because she wants me there. Ugh, it kills me. Actually, like I've said before, just stick your fist down my throat, grab a hold of my innards, and pull them out of my body. Like, that is literally how it feels. Oh gosh. But I wouldn't trade being here. I absolutely love it here. I would say I wouldn't trade it. I don't know. I don't want to go back to Arizona and live, ever. I want to go back there to see my babies. That's all. Anyway. These nails are starting to come together. After I have capped, I will file off camera, and we're going to get into decorating them. So to kind of have something to talk about, my true crime girlies out there that watch true crime like I do. Did you see the documentary on Netflix called Sean Combs' The Reckoning about P. Diddy? 50 Cent produced it, and he had some secret footage that nobody knew he had, including P. Diddy. 50's been wanting to put that boy on blast for quite a while. So, yeah, he is not revealing his sources. I don't know if you guys have seen any of these blurbs or know what I'm talking about. But that documentary literally made me feel dirty and gross for a couple of days after watching it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. You think you know what this man has done. You think you know. Look at that top coat. Look at that top coat, you guys. You think you know, like, the things he's done because you maybe followed the trial or saw some news blurbs. Yeah, he did all of that. Maybe you saw the Cassie video. Maybe you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you do, and you think you know the stuff he's done, it's just the tip of the iceberg. And I am sure that this documentary doesn't even tell it all. That man, I can't even say man, that thing. Yeah, I find myself stumped for words, but like I said, had a dirty, weird feeling for like the next 2 days after I watched that. He is grotesque. There's really something wrong with him. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a white liner, and I'm going to make icicles. And when you make icicles, yeah, it's swift, abrupt change of subject. That's me. I'm sure those of you who have been here a while are used to that. But yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's just gross. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. So to do icicles, you're just going to do what I did, which is why I can make them, because they're easy. They don't require like any skill or anything. You just make these awful squiggly looking lines. But to make them look like icicles, you need to draw like the mound of snow that would be on the edge of the roof, like I'm doing up here at the top. But even that doesn't make them look like icicles. Once you've done that, you do need to make the top of the icicle, like right here what I'm doing, you need to like blend it into the mound of snow, and don't leave them just coming straight out of the snow. They need to like be thicker at their base. And right away, as soon as you do that, then you'll be like, oh, okay, that looks like an icicle. Right here, that little part I'm doing, that makes it look like an icicle. And then I'm going to sprinkle that with some sugar. Well, I call it sugar. No, it's not. This is actually not sugar. It's going to be a glitter from NOTPOLISH called Sugar Effect right here. This is their... Did I say sugar the first time? Yeah, so sugaring nails can either be like this or with glitter. Kiara, I use this spoon all the time. I just want to thank you for this. You sent me this a long time ago, and I constantly use it. Constantly. Love it. It's just perfect because it fits in my acrylic jars. Like, I love that. I love that spoon. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to use some Sean Legend monomer because it's the fastest drying monomer that I have. I'm going to add some acetone. And I'm going to start this gnome by starting with his beard. And I'm going to use a dense bead, a moldable bead. So even though I'm using fast drying monomer and some acetone, like I would for 3D art, I'm picking up a much larger bead, obviously, than I would for a 3D flower. So I'm also making the bead a little more dry than I would pick up my other normal beads to lay acrylic. So you can see right here, it's already getting mattified. It's already starting to set. And I have seen a lot of people do this beard. And so you're supposed to use some kind of tool to make this look like hair, you know? So that's what I was trying to do here. But I kind of liked the way it looked before I did this. But it was fine. I mean, that looks fine to me because, like, whatever. So I'm going to make the nose. So you're just going to get a nude or a pink acrylic, whatever you choose, and make this little nose. As soon as you put this on, he starts to look like a gnome. I mean, really. But I wanted to mention that after I built his nose and hat, I didn't feel like his beard was full enough because you can see already it kind of looks like it's in the background. And I don't want it to look like it's in the background. I want it to be like really fluffy and prominent. So I add a whole nother bead over that. So that's, and I kind of felt like I was going to do that anyway. So I also am going to put glitter on it. So I wasn't super concerned with it looking like hair, quote unquote. So after you put the nose, to make the hat, you're just going to get a medium to large bead, depending on how big your gnome is, and just place it right on the top like you saw me do, but just a little bit over the nose. And if you're picking up the right consistency bead, it won't run anywhere. It will just start polymerizing once you set it down, so it won't run. And then as it is polymerizing more and hardening more, you just get a wet, stiff brush like this. And if you start wiping up under it, it will lift it up and give it that little edge. So you can start making it look like it's 3D, basically. And your second or third or however many piles or folds of hat you want him to have is going to be the same way. You're going to put the bead there. You're going to pull it down the sides just a little to make it look like it's a hat. And again, with the ledge, lift it up and like build it out with a stiff brush right here like I'm doing. And as you do that, if you pull it while you're doing that, that will naturally pull it to the side and make it be like a second layer. And you can put like a wrinkle in it. You can do all kinds of things with the hat at this point. I needed to pull it down just a little bit. I didn't have enough ledge, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of flattening it down. And you can do all kinds of things with this. Like this, that bead that I just flattened and smoothed out, if you wanted, you could put like a little diagonal cut in it so it looks like it's folded. You could make it only half of the side so it looks like his hat is going off to the back, if you know what I mean. You can make his hat only one level. Like you can do so many different, you can do the gnome so many different ways, but this is actually super, super simple. And I decided at the last minute to kind of build this out a little bit more. I also realized at this point that his beard was too narrow, and I realized I forgot to bring his beard up around his cheeks or ear, like to his ear, like his jawline area, if that makes sense. Because I was also looking at some pictures of other gnomes that I liked, that I've seen. I liked some that Gabby did, and some that V did, and some that Zulay did. Those were the ones I was looking at for reference. And definitely Zulay's beard came up the sides a little bit more. You'll see what I mean when I put that bead there. But I did feel like it needed to be fleshed out a little more, the beard. So I just wanted to make it super big and fluffy, and yeah. And also, like I said, I wasn't too worried about the texture because I'm going to put a glitter over the top of it. I had shown you guys at the beginning of the acrylics I was going to be using, that acrylic called White Glitter that is a glow from NOTPOLISH. I'm going to end up putting that over all of the parts that are white, because I'm going to put some little white dots and decorations and a little white tuft at the top of his hat for that little white bauble that's on the end of hats. And I figured that this type of texture to his beard was enough, because that made it look like fluffy and thick and all of that. I'm going to flesh out the nose. I also put top coat on the nose because I felt like it should be shiny. Just his nose, though. For reference, if you're doing 3D art, 3D nail art, don't top coat it. I just top coated his nose only because it just looked cute that way. But you should be leaving your 3D art not top coated. Here's where I'm going to be adding the sides of the beard. So I've told you guys this before, but I love sculpting acrylic. I like working with dryer beads. I like molding it. And so I remember something that V said a long time ago that clicked with me. She said, if you can't draw, or if you struggle to do nail art, use a liner brush, any of that, try 3D art, because you'd be surprised. It seems like such a more advanced technique, like, oh my god, you can do 3D nail art? Really, if you can lay acrylic, you can do 3D nail art. Like, I find myself able to do 3D nail art so much easier than I ever could do liner art. It's taken me years, and this whole year of solid practice on almost every set just to feel confident with Frenchies. So, and I didn't used to offer it to my clients. If they would show me a nail inspo picture with a Frenchie on it, which I promise you 99% of them had a Frenchie of inspo pictures that were shown to me, I would do an ombre. I wouldn't even offer it as a service to my clients because it made me so nervous. I knew I could never get them to all look even, and just the whole thing. But I would do 3D nail art anytime. Nobody ever wanted it, you know, that, oh, it's going to get stuck in my hair, which I get. If you're wearing it, it's completely different. Also, this nail was heavy. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, if you do like a large, well, this nail was long anyway, but if you do a large 3D art on your nail, or a full bling nail, they are, I mean, they're not too heavy to walk around with. They're not heavy, but you can tell the difference in weight for sure. But yeah, if you are kind of new to nails or new to nail art, and you've got your application or your shaping, you know, you're just kind of new to the game, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, you guys. Don't be afraid to try doing 3D nail art, especially around the holidays. The Gnome is like the easiest. This was like one of the first things I ever tried back in the day. So easy to do. It doesn't really take any, you don't have to be artistic. You don't have to know how to draw anything to do this. For me, there's no eyes involved. Whenever there's eyes involved in anything, I can't do it. I did do a 3D gingerbread man on a set I have coming up for you guys, and he has eyes, but they're just literally two tiny little specks of acrylic, so that wasn't hard. But I've done a 3D snowman with his little carrot nose like sticking way out. I've done a 3D Christmas tree, 3D Rudolph, all because V just said that, and I was like, well, I wonder if I should try that, and it was so easy. So yeah, if you guys feel like this is advanced and this must be so hard, it is not. Give it a shot. You might be surprised. So I'm going to put these little tiny white balls here, and I'm just going to hold my brush here to make sure it doesn't like bleed or spread out, because I want it to stay tiny. I do not want these balls to end up being big or spreading out, so that's why you'll kind of see me just holding them there. And again, like I said, I do go in with the white glitter, and not to make them bigger, I just use really wet beads, or just maybe like, I don't know what's wrong with my mouth, the tiniest amount of that acrylic, just to get glitter on there. So they're like really wet. I wouldn't even call them beads. I just use really the acrylic really wet to do that. And I did mention that the white glitter that I'm using is a glow color, so I do show you guys the glow, even though like the set doesn't glow or anything, just the little bits of glitter I put on top glows. I do just want to mention real quick, I'm running out of things to say, but I always think this every single time, but I don't know if I always say it. Thank you guys for your support. I just love all you guys that are here watching, commenting. Even if you don't comment, I see your views, I see that you're here, I see that you're subscribed, and I appreciate all of you. I hope, even though I want my OGs to win it, I hope that anybody who's here joins the giveaway. I would love to I just can't wait for the giveaway. Like I mentioned before, there'll be 3 winners. I can't wait to give back to 3 of you guys. I did think about it, and the biggest winner, the first winner, the biggest part of the giveaway is going to be the Kairose purple or lavender, whatever color you want to call it, e-file in the box, unopened, and I really want to open that and use that and try that e-file. I also have a not polished one, though. Maybe I'll let the winner pick if they want not polished or Kairose. We'll see. But second winner will be just like another pretty cool, it'll be like small, medium, and large giveaways. But the other 2 are going to be things that I've been setting aside for since my last giveaway. Whenever I have a giveaway, it's like I clean out all my duplicates, my spares, things I've been collecting that, like a lot of times when there are sales, like Gabby Not Polish will have a sale, Nail Company Wholesale Supply will have a sale, Bomb Nails has a sale. I will buy 2 or 3 extra of things and just put it in a pile for a giveaway. So I collect, between giveaways, I start collecting stuff for my next giveaway. So I have a bunch of stuff set aside, and I thought that's going to obviously be like number 2 giveaway, but I thought for number 3 giveaway, I think I'll just make kind of like a small, although it won't be super small or anything, but Jen's favorite things, like the things that I reach for every time I do a set of nails, like these table towels, this type of monomer, like that. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Oh, we're not going to talk about giveaway in the comments, so you could just put, I loved your idea about Jen's favorite things or something, I don't know. So pretty much done with this set. I'm going to put on these gorgeous crystals from Bluestreak. Look how gorgeous just their clear crystals are. I think they're called silver. I'm not sure. All right. Yeah, so I'm going to put some pearls, some red and clear bling on, and that is it. The nails are almost done. Let me see where we're at. Hold on one sec. Yeah, okay, so as soon as I'm done putting these crystals on, which I'm kind of doing in double time, that'll be the end of the video. I'm going to show you guys the set, and then we're done. There's about a little less than 2 minutes left, so I'm going to let you guys go here. I'm going to let you guys finish watching. Don't forget to check my description box for Kiara's channel and go watch her channel takeover. It's hilarious. And also in my community tab for Jen's channel, okay? Alright, you guys, I hope you love the set. Let me know in the comments if you did. And thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!